You know, if you're Prince William, you will be delighted at this particular news. And I know from an excellent source that His Royal Highness, the Prince of Wales, is in fact thrilled as ever. Let me explain. Morning, chums. Lovely to see you on a blisteringly beautiful day here in the very heart of London. And as ever, nice to have your company. Yes, forgive the flying barnet again. It's very windy over here. Beautiful basket flowers there, aren't they? I love the way they get these people to make them. And don't they just look splendid? And they never look... You know, when you've had a go, if you're like this, mine just sort of die off very quickly and you think, what happened there? You know, these seem to flourish for weeks and months on end. Beautiful to look at though, isn't it? Cheers you up, whatever happening in your day, and I hope it's going very well for you in your day. By the way, thank you for your lovely comments regarding my recent video about garden squares and the history and stuff. Just a nice, as they say, what's a palate cleanser, I think's the phrase, isn't it? Always lovely to share info like that with you though, and as ever, thank you for taking the time out to enjoy it. Now this, as I can imagine, was a bit of a shock, particularly for the ex-royal known as Meghan Markle, because you see, she's always believed and tried to perpetuate this myth of their love story, you know? And as I've told you before, this has always been about Harry's job. Basically, if you remember on that recent podcast interview with Emma Gurdy, she basically said, that man loves me so much, basically pointing out that, you know, it's him, you know, he was the one that did all the chasing. She had to decide whether she wanted this life or not, the usual paraphernalia that's gone down the road. Now, as we know, the Prince of Wales, Prince William, tried his very best alongside the Duke of Edinburgh to make Harry rethink, slow down. And now what's emerged, as we know, over the last couple of days is the fact that our brilliant late Queen, Queen Elizabeth II, virtually said that she felt, quote, and this is from a family associate, that, well, maybe Meghan engineered this. Now, as we all know, Harry, and I know this from covering that particular royal beat at that time, could not have been happier. He was thrilled. He basked in the delight of being near this cable TV actress. He couldn't wait to show her off. He was the gentleman of gentlemen with it, you know, no two ways. I always got the feeling, even on that particular period, that Meghan, well, loved, of course, looking out for the camera on all of those meets and greets. And she did look good, you know, you can't knock that, but she knew exactly where the camera was and how to get that front cover picture for the tabloid. Meanwhile, Harry, not bothered because he was used to the cameras. He wanted to show off his girlfriend. Now, here's where this gets really interesting, because insiders at the palace, and you know, I've got some excellent contacts, as you can imagine, tell me that they are thrilled, and in particular, the Prince and Princess of Wales, because both of them basically just wanted Harry to slow down. And this, according to that source, basically, you know, well, it verifies everything that William was trying to get his younger brother to do. Without realizing it, this particular associate, cousin, you know, has pointed out that, well, even the Queen felt that Harry should have taken a step back, looked a little bit around and decided maybe this needed a little longer in the tooth. Now, here's where this gets interesting, because as a source also pointed out to me, inside the palace, you see, it was very difficult for Harry as well, because while he may have wanted to maybe slow down on this particular individual plan, Meghan was pushing very hard ahead for an unspecified, as they claim, personal reason. Make of that what you will. But this was an interesting take, and I believe all of this will come out, as our late and brilliant monarch Queen Elizabeth said, in the fullness of time. But for now, the good news is that the Prince of Wales and Catherine, the Princess of Wales, have basically now been, well, backed up by somebody else who's alerted the rest of the world that, in fact, you know, it wasn't all Harry's own doing. Yes, Meghan Markle may have engineered, and as ever, we have to say allegedly. On the other side of the coin as well, Harry was very much happy to be manipulated. Either way, this cannot have been comfortable reading for Meghan Markle and her team. And rest assured, as I've told you before, chums, Meghan and the team literally read everything on a daily basis. So no doubt right now, as we're recording this, Meghan and the team will be finding a way of kicking back on this particular story. And no doubt sending Harry out to point out that in fact he knew exactly what he was doing and he's in it for the long haul. Of course he is, but he's Meghan. Neil Sean in the very heart of London.